Hey everybody, it's Brad Montgomery. Welcome to video number 1 in a series, Managing Burnout for Government Employees. All right, this is a huge thing. If you're looking at this video, you're already burnt out, or you know several people who are burnt out, or you're managing a bunch of people who are burnt out. It's such a big problem, we can't afford to ignore it. I'm going to give you a couple of tips that I think will impress you in that they're so easy, and they're proven to help, backed in science. Before, let me give you 2 stats that are just mind-blowing. They're so big they feel like typos. According to Deloitte, 77% of government employees are burnt out. 3/4. Apparently I can't do fractions. 3/4 of the people around you are burnt out. So if you're one of them, feel that. You're not alone. Do you feel validated? It's a big thing. And clearly this is not good for the outcome, for the mission that you and your organization within the government are trying to achieve. We got to address this. And when we add the second stat, it gets worse. According to Harvard Business Review, 55% of your governmental leaders, your managers, your supervisor, they are burnt out. Half of the managers, 3/4 of the employees are dealing with burnout. This is a big deal. Let's talk about how to deal with it. First, before I give you the easiest technique ever, one that you're going to love because you're going to use it today and it's going to help starting today, instant relief. Sounds too good to be true, but it's not. Let's talk about what we can't do. Burnout is complicated, right? And there's 3, of course it's more complicated than this, but there's 3 main reasons people are burnt out. One of them is the workload. Fewer people doing too much work. I can't address that in a short video. Second reason people are burnt out is because people feel a lack of control. They're not controlling their work product. They don't get to control the culture in their department or whatever. They don't get control how their work product is used. That one is also complicated. And I'm not going to pretend to fix that one, but I will give you one technique that will help. Depending on exactly where you are, find somebody who's burnt out, whether they are a peer or somebody who reports to you, and say, you know what? Burnout's a big thing. I'm worried about it, and I'm worried about you. But I need to ask you, do you have any ideas how we as an organization can address burnout better? All right, what you're doing is you're asking them for the solution. Everyone loves to be asked for help. So imagine somebody who feels like they don't even see me at work. They think I'm a number. And I don't love being employee number 422 or 4,222. But today they came up to me and said, hey, could you help us figure out what to do better? And they're actually listening. How about that? That helps, doesn't it? 2 things are going to happen. One, you're going to make people feel seen and valued. Second one is there's a really good chance you get good ideas that you can implement. Try that one. But let's now move on to number 3. Third reason why people really are feeling burnt out lately is because there's a lack of recognition. This one we can address fast. All right, what does that mean? All of us have a human craving. All of us are desperate to feel valued, to be seen, to be needed. We don't want to be wallpaper. We want to be known as a human. We want people to feel like we're part of a greater purpose. We want to have meaning. This is really straightforward, people. This craving is something we can satisfy in others. And by doing that, we help manage burnout. So how do we do that? First thing you need to do is a variation on the first piece of advice I gave you, which is just to check in with people. And that goes like this. Hey, how you doing? It's a tough job. It's been really hard lately. I just need to know how you're holding up. How are you? And then your job is to be quiet and listen. People want to be seen, but they also want to be heard. So this is the easiest one ever. You're going to ask them how they're doing, and you're going to be quiet and make sure they know you're listening. It sounds so easy, like it can't possibly help something as complicated as governmental burnout. I'm telling you, that one is huge. Check in with your staff. How are they doing? But beyond that, we can be a little bit more proactive with burnout, can't we? So what does that look like? Maybe that's something as simple as, hey, Janelle, it has been bonkers lately, but I've been watching you, and in spite of the fact that your workload is insane and everything's a little bit bonkers right now, you seem like you're killing it. Well done. I just wanted you to know that at least somebody's noticing. I think you're rocking it. All right, I don't know Janelle, but I can tell you right now she would be feeling pretty good, wouldn't she? Sometimes encouragement is a compliment. Hey, you know what? There was that complicated task, and it seemed to me like you handled that like a pro. Like you nailed it. Let me tell you this quick little story. I was talking to somebody at a nonprofit. So I'm a speaker, and I was speaking to the nonprofit. I'm talking to the CEO of a food bank, massive organization in Denver, Colorado. And as part of her job, she had to create the financial report to give to the board. So the board sits down and they pass out physical copies of this report. And one of the board members turned to her, flipping through this report, going, "Wow, you have worked really hard on this." And what do you think that did for the CEO of the food bank? It made her feel like $1 million. Get it? Encouragement isn't hard. That small compliment did not change the amount of work or the stresses or some of the big immutable factors for that food bank. But it changed that woman in a way that made a difference. Encouragement works. Let me give you some more examples. When I'm speaking to people, they almost want a script. What do I say? So it's easy. It's hey, in a meeting, when you made that little joke, that little tiny joke, it meant the world to the meeting because it kind of deflected the tension and it helped. So keep doing that. You're really good at that. Maybe it's something less than that. Maybe it's, hey, you know what? You always come to work with a smile. You walk into every room with a smile. Every time I see you, you have a smile. That makes a difference. I'm telling you, I notice it and I need that. So don't stop. Maybe it's something small like, is that a new shirt? It looks great on you. Where'd you get it? I want a shirt like that. Maybe it's, you know what? The other day when I was stuck on the phone and you came in and offered me a cup of coffee, you know, secretly, and then you snuck it on my desk while I was on the Teams meeting. It might have seemed like a small gesture to you, but I really needed that kind of warmth, and thank you. Get it? It's not hard. Encouragement is the low-hanging fruit to improving workplace culture and morale and to improving our rates of burnout. It's something you know how to do. It's free. It's massively underutilized. But if you start today, you can make a difference. Let me close with this final, a magical side effect of encouragement. When you build somebody else up, you improve them, don't you? They feel better. But it turns out the person giving the encouragement receives more than the person receiving the encouragement. I know. That means if you're not a manager, if you're so unbelievably burnt out, you can improve your day, and it goes like this. Instead of focusing on your burnout, focus on someone else's burnout and see if you can help them feel better, more included, more appreciated, more encouraged. By making someone else's day better, just sit back and say, well, how's that feel? Here's what the science tells us, and you know what it feels like. It feels good. Helping others feels good. This is a tactic you literally can start right now. Send somebody a text. Hang over the cubicle. Walk into the meeting. Give someone a compliment and see how it feels. I'm telling you, it makes a difference. It's not just my idea. Backed in science from organizations you know and trust, like Harvard, like Yale, like Berkeley, like Oxford. All right, you've got this. I know burnout's hard. I'm cheering for you. It's not easy, but part of it is encouragement. It helps. It works. Start now. If your organization, if your governmental department is dealing with burnout, bring me in. I would love to help. BradMontgomery.com. I'm a keynote business speaker. I speak to governmental and military groups all the time. I'd love to speak with you. Let's get your team back to where they deserve to be. And let's help your recruitment and retention numbers stay strong. And let's make sure everybody is producing at the highest level. BradMontgomery.com. Make it a good day.